Hi, I'm Lenny Ladner, and I want you to watch a little video that was shot by an ABC affiliate in Knoxville of one of our candidates in 2004, a guy named John Greene. In those days, he was asked how he would wrestle with a $500 billion budget deficit and how he would balance it and how he would deal with a $7.5 trillion national debt. After John finishes, I'm going to talk to you again.
On issues chosen by 6 News. In the race for U.S. Representative 2nd District, Congressman John Duncan declined our offer to participate. The first issue for his opponent, John Greene: the national debt is $7.5 trillion. The annual deficit now hovers around $500 billion. What specifically will you do to improve the federal government's budget situation?
Here's what I recommend, and let me say that this strategy would be applied across the board, except for entitlement programs such as Social Security, Medicaid, food stamp programs, etc. In 2005, the spending increases and those programs represented by those spending increases, which were introduced in 2004, would be eliminated. And in 2006, we would do exactly the same thing for those programs and spending increases that were put in 2003. In other words, we would roll back the size, cost, power, and reach of government in exactly the reverse fashion in which those things were increased. Since the rate of taxation would remain the same, our government would run a huge budgetary surplus that would be used to pay down the national debt. We could have the national debt paid off in less than 15 years, and we could remove a tremendous burden from the American people. That's what I would do.
Anyway, what if John Greene's advice would have been heeded? All right? The advice is childishly simple. One, we stop the growth of government, we stop all new spending, we stop all new programs, and then we turn around and we cut the government back in reverse fashion that was expanded. What does that mean? For example, in the 2006 federal budget, that would equal the 2004 federal budget. All the entitlements will stay where they're at. All of the federal bureaucratic programs that were instituted after 2004 cease to exist, and any expansion of a program that existed before 2004 is cut back to 2004 levels. In 2007, the federal budget would be the same as 2003. Any new federal program that didn't exist before 2003 ceases to exist, and any program that existed before 2003 is cut back to 2003 levels. 2007 budget would equal the 2002 budget. Any program that was put into being after 2002 ceases to exist, and any program that existed before 2002 is cut back 2002 levels. Now, if you leave taxation the same and you start cutting back these programs, and by the way, the newer programs affect fewer people, okay, and fewer items. So if you cut back if you get rid of the newer programs and cut back the existing programs to the funding they had several years ago, what you're going to do is in 5 years balance the budget. Now, how does that compare with today, where the budget is expanded year after year after year after year? So again, back to what John was saying, the advice is very simple. Freeze the government, roll it back in reverse fashion that was expanded. Now, how come the conservative Republicans don't talk about this? And how come these conservative talk show hosts like Glenn Beck, Sean Hannity, Rush Limbaugh, Bill O'Reilly, how come they won't talk about this? Very simple. They're profiting by bigger and bigger government, and they need something to talk about to get their inflated salaries. If somebody was paying you $5 million a year, you damn well would want to keep that job. Other than that, I'm Lenny Ladner, and thanks for your time.